This is AndrewHogue.com here at Soundwave 2014 in Sydney, and we have a band that has been much talked about in the last 24 hours. Sean and Andy from Thy Art Is Murder kinda temporarily booted off the festival. I'm hearing a lot of rumours about the place, but of course, you know, Brisbane was yesterday, and quickly divulge just exactly what went down during your set yesterday.
Yeah. I think Marshy might do this one.
Our singer got a little bit excited and carried away trying to pump the crowd up, and maybe went just a little bit too far. Well, definitely went a little too far. And some things happened, and we were removed from the festival for a period of about an hour or so and told we weren't playing anymore. And
Yep.
obviously we were very remorseful, and we went to AJ and apologised many times. Just, you know, that you can't do anything when you come away from something like that, but just be very remorseful. And we did the wrong thing, and we apologise, and thankfully he's been nice enough to have us back on the fest.
So was this something that CJ just did off the cuff, or was it like, we're going to make this the sickest show ever, and then
No.
bang,
No,
just whatever happens?
we have never set out before a performance to ever do almost anything deliberately aside from play our music accurately, but definitely there was no premeditated plan to make what happened yesterday happen. CJ's an excitable person, and he just saw people and got excited, and I don't think he realised the power of his words in front of so many people.
Yeah.
Now, has he done this in other countries? Because you guys have toured Australia, or actually, toured outside of Australia for quite a while on the Hate record. So different audiences in different countries are going to react as well differently. I mean, has he incited the same sort of
I maintain
encouragement?
it's the language barrier that stopped us from getting in trouble elsewhere.
Yep.
But I guess, yeah, we were talking about this earlier with, you know, a few of the other people interviewing us, and we're just pretty much, we've been doing a tour playing club shows to, 300 or 500 people as opposed to a couple thousand, and like with no barriers and no security guards. And I think he just forgot where he was, maybe. I don't know. He, it's just, yeah, he's bad, I guess, and now he knows to not do that.
We
ever
told
again.
him off real good.
But yeah, just happy we're back.
Do you think that it's going to stop him in the future? I mean, not just with Soundwave, but is he sort of going to think twice now when it comes to the sort of possible repercussions of being booted off maybe a future tour if you're doing something in the UK or Europe?
Well, you never know. He likes to surprise us with things. So he
Excuse me, what are you doing here? You guys were kicked off the tour yesterday?
That was Eddie from Suicide Silence, and yeah, he's correct, but we're back.
Back from the dead.
Big time.
All right, so you got Sydney, and then there's also to follow Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. So we can get you guys to quickly fight amongst yourselves one of the favourite tracks you want to play off the Hate record. And I guess when can the Australians expect to see Thy Art Is Murder back on our shores playing a bunch of shows after the Soundwave Festival wraps up?
All right. Well, the songs we probably are most looking forward to playing are, mainly songs off the latest record. Pure Strain of Hate is fun.
Pure Strain of Hate, crowd favourite. Rain
Eternal
of Darkness,
Sin. Rain of
Shadow of
Darkness.
Eternal Sin. There's still a few songs on the record that we've never played live, and
We plan to eventually.
We're getting excited. Like, we nearly the day before we're like, let's just do it, but we didn't practice at all. So.
And just a question, what's your thoughts? I had a chat with CJ a couple of weeks ago about, the fact that every band that comes out today in the heavy music scene is completely pigeonholed from the get-go, even without their own blessing. I mean, the Suicide Silence guys, I spoke to Chris a while back, and he just said, I don't even know what the hell deathcore is, and he's the one who plays in the band, yet he's already been labelled by either a label publicist or fans. I mean, what's your take on, I know that CJ said you're just a metal band that plays extreme music. Do you like the sort of genrefying that's happening today that seems to be sort of segregating the scene a lot?
Yeah, it's definitely annoying. The internet sucks. And I think people somehow find like some type of safety in being able to say, all right, that's fucking gent spaz, fucking metal jabbercore. It's like, Well, not really, man. It's heavy metal. But yeah, right. I guess if
Do you
that
think
makes you
if
feel
more
better.
bands spoke up to try and squash that? Because fans just run with it, and then sometimes bands just go, yeah, cool, that's what we are. And sometimes bands go, call us what we want, we don't care. Problem is, once these bands get lumped into this category, it's almost like it's a battle for them to get out of it to try and play to a different audience, because they're only going to pull a certain amount of crowd that have the mentality of that's all they want to listen to. So it almost like it strangles the band as well.
I mean, we're definitely a deathcore band. Like, if that's what it is, like, if you're talking about death metal riffs with breakdowns and that's deathcore, then yeah, we are. But I like to think there's other elements, of traditional thrash or...
I mean, can we see the Artist Murder branching out and playing with different types of metal bands, going on tour with a power metal band or something? Because that used to happen years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we still get different bands on different bills, and festivals, as a good example, is just sort of a mass community to catch up and hang out, watch bands. But, a lot of bands, Slayer used to play with DRI in the early years and Suicidal Tendencies, and back then that was hardcore and punk and thrash metal.
Yeah.
Whereas I just think the segregation's just gotten, out of hand. Would you try something like that? Would it work?
Well, we were maybe going to do some sideways with the band that's totally not our style of music at all, and we're doing a tour with the Muir next month. I think bands that only will tour with other bands that sound similar to them to play it safe might have a lot to answer to as well. I'd like to play with other bands that I'm fans of their music rather than they sound similar to us, so we've got a better chance of bringing in more deathcore fans.
There was a UK tour, I think maybe a year ago. It was Napalm Death playing with Glassjaw. I mean, worlds apart, but still related to the heavy music scene.
Yeah.
And you'd just like to think the audiences probably have an open mind to sort of check them all out, rather than come to see that band and then bail, which seems to be happening, especially in the local scene in Australia, which has to change.
Yeah. We had a bunch of, people whinging last year about us, bringing out Cattle Decapitation, and
I heard about all that.
I feel that we're
It's all
both
poppy.
Yeah, well, they're a great band, and the truth is, I don't know if they would have come out to Australia on their own without us bringing them out. You know what I mean?
That's a perfect example. I know others had the complaint about the level of billing, which is whatever.
Yeah.
But when it seems almost like the fashion of music is what's dividing the band. So if I played somebody, The Artist Murder, next to Decapitated, and people hadn't seen photos of the groups, people just say, man, this is brutal, extreme death metal. But then as soon as people see a photo, they want to belong, whether it's someone's, fully covered in tattoos or long.
It's a double-edged sword, I guess. Like, being labelled deathcore might find kids that, I don't know, I don't think there's a deathcore section in any CD shops, but they might search deathcore and find us and go, wow, I wouldn't have found these guys otherwise. At the same token, people are like, oh, it doesn't say extreme black and death metal, so not for me.
Yeah.
Well, this discussion can rage on for hours. But
we can keep going if you want.
Well, thanks again for your time here on andrewhogue.com, Australia's only dedicated 24/7 rock metal radio station. And have you guys quickly decided on the track to conclude our chat from the latest record, Hate?
Ooh. What should we play?
Well, Rain would get played anyways, I assume. Yeah, Dead Sun.
Yeah, probably Dead Sun.
Dead Sun.
Very good. Enjoy the rest of your Soundwave and tell CJ to behave himself.
Will do. Thanks, mate.
Just give him a fishing rod. I think that will keep him calm.
Yeah.